What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of The Get Down. I'm Paulo 13.
I'm Frantic.
And today we have a very special guest.
Mano SOS.
Motherfucking right. Welcome to the show, brother.
What up?
Good to have you.
Thanks, bro.
Right before we started filming, I accidentally let Frantic's cat out of the house. we was on a man to get it. But we're here now. We're set up. We're ready to go.
Cat whispering.
We're ready to talk about some music. So, what was your introduction to hip-hop? Like, who are some of the earliest artists you remember hearing and vibing to?
The earliest artists, like Michael Jackson, like Pitbull, like Busta Rhymes, Jay-Z, like Beyonce. I don't know, like Black Eyed Peas, kind of just like a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's diverse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like that because I also like enjoy lots of different kinds of music, and I feel like everything influences my art, even though I just make hip hop primarily, but everything influences it. So you said Michael Jackson, was that like, you know, stuff you grew up, family was listening to?
I was listening to Michael Jackson, actually, in daycare, like before elementary. I was listening to him on this little MP3 like thing that I stuck into the computer and just like loaded up the songs or whatever. And I just listened to him on the shit every day until like this girl started copying me and saying that she liked him or whatever. So I was like, fuck this, I can't listen to him no more, because I wanted to be different still. So I started listening to other shit.
Yeah, well, don't worry, pretty much everybody likes Michael Jackson's music, so nobody will hate on that.
I didn't even realize though. I thought like, I don't even know. I don't know. When it
For a
comes to music,
4-year-old
I was just
to like Michael Jackson, you think like you're on some shit, you know?
Yeah. I remember my
feel
first MP3 player, dog. It held 15 songs.
Damn.
It held 15 songs, bro.
Damn.
Technology's come a long way, bro. 15 songs. And I had to get a virus downloading every one of them from LimeWire.
That shit crazy.
Just like get like Soulja Boy, like just Soulja Boy would come up as like 50 Cent or whatever.
I thought "Don't Worry, Be Happy" was by Bob Marley, like
forever because of LimeWire,
fucking LimeWire. But you did do a service, so shout out to LimeWire. You held it down back in the day. Thanks for the viruses. So, considering you got like different musical tastes, what made you want to make like hip hop as opposed to be involved in music in some other way?
Well, actually, like in grade 6, I was playing violin and shit. Like,
that's
just
cool.
in like school or whatever, and like I played like the recorder and like a flute and like the drums and the trombone was all the instruments I ever played. My dad, he played like the bass and the drums at the same time, and I was like, what the fuck? But I can't do no shit like that. But those are the instruments I played. Before like actually getting into music, this was like maybe a 4 or 5 year gap. I was just doing like other shit, like gymnastics and like other shit like that, until I got to like high school. And then my homies, they started like making beats, and like one of my homies started like producing for like, I don't even know, I ain't gonna speak on, you know what I mean, but fuck it, you know? Like so shit just got like intriguing, and like I went over to, I gotta think. Oh yes, it was in grade 10 I started writing to like beats that I found on the computer and shit. This was in English class, and eventually one of my homies who was making beats invited me over. I went to his crib, we made a song. It was my song, but he made the, actually no, I think I just found a beat and he let me record it at his crib, and then I put that shit out on SoundCloud, and then from there people were like reacting to it and shit, and they liked it or whatever. So I was like, okay, let me try it again. I started dropping a few more tracks or whatever, and then you get like each track just got more like, you know what I mean, it just got like better attention after better attention. So I just like kept doing this shit, you know what I mean?
Did you ever drop a track that you thought was gonna get a lot of attention, and then it got, you know, a little attention or less attention than other songs that you didn't think would do as good? Because I've had times where I've dropped shit that I'm like, this is my hypest shit, and for
Not
some reason it
necessarily.
doesn't feel like it hits the crowd. But I've dropped other songs that I think like this is mids.
Not necessarily
hits.
for me, because like I feel like my music taste is just like not the same as everybody else's. So like, for what I've been saying to everybody is like, the music that I make is pretty much like, you know how you have a playlist or whatever you like to listen to, and it's whatever the songs you have, and like your favorite songs is your playlist, right?
Yeah.
And you, some days you feel like there's shit missing, right? I make the songs that I feel like missing out of my playlist, pretty much, in a way.
That's a really cool way of thinking about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like, you know, we especially these days, we absorb a lot of music. Like there's a lot being produced, like
Yeah.
whether it's like by major labels and major artists or just like local talent or upcoming artists or whatever. There's a lot of shit going up. But it's funny how certain songs are the ones that stay on the playlist forever.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I mean? And I want to make music that'll stay on the playlist forever, that will withstand the test of time, that isn't just like in and out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me personally, I always just like a song that you can always do this to, or just like it makes you like, you know what I mean? Like you hear that shit and it's just like, oh, it's nice and repetitive in a nice way, or like, you know what I mean? It's not too long, or
It's
like,
aesthetically
just nice,
pleasing.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing. That's what I'm into.
You can create a vibe. Or
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. What's also interesting though is everybody finds something different to do that for them. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's like, you can make the most fire song, but you know, if somebody just doesn't enjoy that sound, then they just won't.
Exactly. I feel
But there might be a million other people that do, but like some people, you got to realize that you just can't reach some people. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's
Right.
just like everybody to each their own.
Yeah.
But you know, that's something that I found difficult as an artist, was like just realizing like, oh, some people just ain't gonna like my shit.
right.
You know what I mean?
feel
And
you.
that's all right.
Yeah, you kind of got to realize like why people listen to music, and like how people listen to music too. And it's like easy to get lost in the sauce when you're just like creating, but like it's kind of like the other side of it. It's like, how is someone going to consume what I'm doing? You know?
I feel you.
Yeah.
So when you were starting to move more towards music and making music with the homies, you were doing all this other stuff, gymnastics, you played instruments before. Was it kind of just because it was something you could do where you're just vibing with the homies, but you're also being productive? Like it felt like you're part of a team in a sense?
It was, well, I mean, just like, that's kind of a big conversation. Like the reason why I was doing all this other shit. It was just like, the reason I was doing gymnastics, basically, the story to that is I was doing flips in the backyard. All right, so my house is in the backyard of my house. There's a gymnastics building and there's a recreational center. I was in the back of those two buildings. There's a field. I was doing flips and shit because I was working at the recreational center at the time. And one of the homies from there seen me doing flips, and he brought me into the gymnastics place, and he was like, yo, show me what you can do on the fucking thing. So I showed him a bunch of flips and shit. He was like, yo, you trying to be a gymnast? I was like, whatever. And then that's how that happened. But like, I didn't even like, I don't know.
But that's cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you ever
you
think
can't
of like
hate on
adding
gymnastics.
gymnastics into your like stage presence?
not even.
No.
That's just like other shit. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you ever watch like Jaleel just do a flip off on stage and shit. Like it's kind of exciting.
Well,
you know?
that shit would be
Yeah.
cool. Like if I ever got to the point where I could be jumping into the crowd, I'd definitely do a flip or some shit. That'd
Yeah.
be cool. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like right when the beat drops, you just like
Yeah.
flip and everyone just goes crazy.
Also, gymnasts are strong, man.
Yeah.
I feel you.
That's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't do that shit. Look at me, cuz. Can you imagine me on the beam? I'd be flat on my motherfucking
That
face.
shit is crazy.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been The Get Down. Y'all have been lovely. We're going to have the links in the bio. And stay safe out there. And save gas.
Sure.